Today's lesson is lesson 12-3, polygons. So a polygon is a closed plane figure made up of, plane meaning two-dimensional figure, made up of two or more line segments that intersect only at their endpoints. They have to have a side to be a polygon. So these are polygons and these are not. Why are these polygons and why are these not? So what I'd like you to do, I'm going to ask you a bunch of questions, and I'm going to ask you to answer these questions and be prepared to answer them tomorrow. So my question is, I want to know why these are not polygons. So in your notes, pause your computer and tell me why you believe these three shapes are not polygons. Okay? Okay. So this lesson really talks about the angle measures of polygons. So there's a formula that is used to determine the inside measures of a polygon. And this formula is the sum of all the polygons equal this. So S meaning the sum of the angles of the polygons, interior angles, we're going to be talking about interior and exterior, is n minus 2, where n is the number of sides, times 180. So you take the number of sides of your polygon, you subtract 2 from it, you multiply it times 180, that gives you the number of all the degrees together, okay? It's really handy when it's regular, when it's a regular polygon. Okay, so that would be what you need to do. Okay, so now we're going to do this problem. I have a 5-sided figure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I want to know what the sum of the angles are, okay? So I have 5 minus 2, because there's 5 sides, times 180. 5 minus 2 is 3, times 180 is 540. So the sum of the angles of this polygon is 540 degrees altogether, okay? So what I'd like you to do is I would like you to pause your computer, and I would like you to do 1 and 2 for me. Find the sum of the interior angles of the measures of the polygon, okay? Okay. So what I want to do is, you have the sum of the interior angles of a regular polygon. I wrote a little note here. What would the degree be of one angle in a regular pentagon up here? So if this is a pentagon and it's regular, what would I do to this 540 to figure out how much each angle measured if they were regular? This is not, but if they were regular. And that's a big deal because on 1 and 2, these are regular. So pause your computer and do 1 and 2, and then we'll talk a little bit about that. Okay. So number 1, you have to count and figure out how many sides it is. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's a 7-sided figure. So it's 7 minus 2 times 180. So it's 5 times 180. So the sum is 900. Okay. The second one, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's 6 minus 2, which is 4, times 180, which is 724. So what would one angle measure be? So what I'd like you to do is also tell me if these are regular, because they look regular, and I believe that they probably are regular. Then what I want to know is how much would one angle measure be? What would I do to figure that out? Okay, then we're also going to find the interior angle measures of a polygon when you're given the other measures, if it's not regular. So to do that, you're going to do the same formula we did before, n minus 2 times 180, to figure out the total number of degrees. Then you're going to, and in this case it's 900, then you're going to take all of the angle measures and add those together and set that equal to your answer from the n minus 2 times 180. And then you would simplify so that you end up with the 778 plus x equals 900. This is algebra now, so you have to do balanced equations and inverse operations. So because we're adding, we're going to do the opposite to get the variable alone. So you're going to subtract 778 from both sides. You end up with x equaling 122 degrees. Okay? Okay, so I would like you to do 3 and 5 for me. Pause your computer in the same method. Calculate the total number of angles using the n minus 2 times 180, the sum of the angles. Then add them up, set it equal to that, and solve it algebraically. Pause your computer, do that, and then come back. Okay, so number 3. 3 is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-sided figure. So it's 6 minus 2 times 180 to find the total number of degrees in that polygon. and that is 4 times 180, which is 720. So you're going to take that 720 and you're going to add to that 615 plus x. Now, I just went to right to simplifying and I added all these up plus x. You can do that. But if you do that, there's a lot of numbers here. You might want to double check to make sure that you don't make an error. Okay? Equals 720, the total. So then you're going to use algebra. You're going to subtract 615 from both sides, and you're going to get an answer of 105 degrees. Number 5 is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-sided figure, pentagon. So it's 5 minus 2 times 180, which is 3 times 180, which is 540. So 540 is going to equal, now I just took my, I made a mistake here. There we go. It's 4x because there's two of them. 2x and 2x is 4x. And then I added the 145, 145, and 110 and got 400. So you're going to subtract 400 from both sides. You end up with 140 equaling 4x. You divide both sides by 4. You end up with x equaling 35 degrees. Okay. If you didn't get those right, you need to go back and rewatch. If you did, you can move on. All right, the next one is a regular polygon. A regular polygon means that all the sides are congruent and all the interior angles are congruent when it's regular, okay? Okay, so we're going to skip down to here and go right to this. So if I want you, well, you're going to do the same, well, regular, we talked about this. I want you to tell me now, this is what I was talking about before, what would the measure of an interior angle, one angle, in an octagon, we'll just skip the octagon, I think. Let's just do the decagon, in a decagon be. Try it, pause it, try it, and then we'll come back and we'll look at what you did, and then I'll go through it. Okay, so to do this, you have to take that formula, 10, a decagon is 10 sides, minus 2, times 180, so that's 8 times 180. So that means that that decagon has 1,440 degrees in it, total. You have to then divide it by 10. I made a mistake there, thinking it was 8 over here. Don't make that same mistake. Divide it by 10, and that is then 144 degrees. Okay? If you didn't, this is really simple. If it's, and that's what I was trying to get at before. If it's regular, if it's a regular figure, all you have to do is take the number of sides and divide it by your total, then take the number of angles divided by the number of sides, and that'll give you a measure of an angle. Okay, so the next lesson in this lesson, this is a long lesson, is the exterior angle measures of a polygon. So the sum of that says that the sum of the measures of the exterior angle of a convex polygon is 360 degrees. So they're saying when I add up all of these exterior angles, the angles that are outside of my figure, it's going to equal 360 degrees. All of them, all polygons. Okay, now, but it says it has to be a convex polygon. Well, you need to know what a convex polygon is. A convex polygon is defined as a polygon with its interior angles less than 180 degrees. If it's less than 180 degrees, all of the angles, that means it has to be a 3, 4, or 5-sided polygon. It can't be anything bigger than that. Okay? Okay, so why do you think it can only be a 3, 4, or 5-sided polygon? Tell me what you think. We'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay, so when you have a measures of the interior angles of a polygon, this first example, you have that x plus 50 plus 127 plus 91 equals 360. So you're taking all of these, and they all equal 360. Then you have to simplify. You can skip that step and go right to this step, but if you do, make sure that that 268 is the correct degree. Okay, double check your calculations. And that's going to equal 360. So then you're just going to solve it algebraically. So you're going to subtract 268 from both sides to get the variable alone, and you end up with x equaling 92. So that now you have to finish this because it doesn't ask you what is x, it asks you what are the measures of the exterior angles. So you have to identify them, 92, 50, 127, and 91. Okay, so what I would like you to do is I'd like you to pause your computer and try number 9. Okay, number 9, we have a 90, a 90, and a 90. These three are all 90, plus x and x. And all of those together are going to equal 360 because the sum of the exterior angles in a polygon is 360 degrees. So we're going to simplify. You're going to add those 90s together, and you get 270 plus then x plus x is 2x equals 360. Then you subtract 270 from both sides to get your variable alone. You end up with 2x equals 90. You divide both sides by 2 to get x by itself, and you end up with x equaling 45. So, we're not done yet. So, the exterior angles equal 90, 90, 90, 45, and 45 degrees. Okay. What I'd like you to do for your practice exercises is for tomorrow is number 2, number 5, number 7, and number 13. 2, 5, 7, and 13 on page 547 and 548 for tomorrow. Okay?